this discussion on Dr. Drew continues, and Ben Shapiro isn't backing down. And eventually he gets threatened by a transgender who was also on the show named Zoey Tur, who is a male transgender to a female, a transgender woman who is really whatever the hell, he's a man, okay? But he calls himself a woman. Zoey Tur threatened Ben Shapiro. Not only was condescending to him, but threatened him and said that if you don't cut this out, you're going to go home in an ambulance. Said it straight to Ben's face. This coming from the tolerant left. We have audio of this. Listen closely.
But even so, you have a thing like Klinefelter's syndrome.
All right, let me stop. This person talking right here in the beginning is Zoey Tur. Okay, so let me restart that. Here it is.
But even so, you have a thing like Klinefelter's syndrome. So you don't know what you're talking about. You're not educated on genetics.
Would you like to discuss the genetics? Or
no,
what are your genetics?
So I'd stay away from the genetics and back to the brain.
Now, what Ben just said there, I don't know if you could hear it or not, was he turned to Zoey Tur and said, "What are your genetics, sir?" Okay, and apparently that didn't sit well with Zoey or the rest of the libs on the set. Keep listening.
You cut that out now, or you'll go home in an ambulance.
Yeah, that seems mildly inappropriate for a political discussion.
Tolerance.
No, I know. Well, but wait, to be fair, but to be fair, you're actually being rude. And that's not fair.
I'm sorry, it's not rude to say that someone who's biologically a male is a male. Someone who's biologically male is a male.
But Mr. Shapiro, you knew very well that saying that to Zoey would be egregiously insulting.
It's not a matter of insulting or inflammatory.
It is.
No, you're a male. Dr. Drew is a male.
Sir, you're right. On paper, what is a fact is a fact, and I can't deny that. But you knew that going in that saying that to Zoey would be aggressively insulting.
It's a matter of aggressively insulting. It is. The entire discussion is whether we are embracing mental illness and delusion as a society. That's the entire discussion.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The entire debate that they were having was, do we as a society now define gender based on not biology, but how we feel inside? Is that now how gender is defined? Based on how we feel? And if so, I mean, I've given this example before. What if I feel like a goldfish? Well, Jason, you're clearly not a goldfish because you have feet and don't have fins and can't breathe underwater. Well, who are you to define who I am? I am whatever I feel. I'm just following their logic. That's the path we're going down. That's the way we think. Gender, it appears to them, gender is now defined as how you feel on the inside. And they're essentially saying that biology is completely irrelevant to the debate. Completely 100% irrelevant, which of course is nonsense. And Ben was trying to highlight that. But anyway, you better cut that out or you're going to go home in an ambulance. This coming from the tolerant left. And you'll notice, ladies and gentlemen, I purposely didn't cut the clip right after Zoey Tur said that to him because I wanted to give you context and I wanted to show you how the rest of the panel reacted to that comment. Not a single one of them came to Ben's defense and said, whoa, Zoey, that's really inappropriate. Not a single one. Instead, they all jumped on Ben because he's being politically incorrect and stating facts and stating the truth. That number one, Bruce Jenner doesn't deserve this courage award because I'm with him on this. I don't see anything courageous about it. And number two, that he is biologically a man.